Okay, so we now have a concept. We're going to write a game that is going to allow kids to practice money. So we need to kind of draw out some key concepts, and this brings up the first thing to know about computer programming. It's a very important concept that you'll use for the rest of your time writing software, and that is pseudocode. So in pseudocode, what it is we're not actually writing code at all. What we're doing is we're writing down a list of steps that we want to have in our application so that we don't forget what we're trying to accomplish. It's kind of like writing a book. If you're going to write a book, you don't just jump in and start writing the book. The first thing you do is you lay out the characters that you're going to have in that book, how they're linked together, what their history is, and what the concept of the book is going to be, so that when you start writing the book, you can stay focused and get things done. If you just randomly jump in and start writing code, you're never going to finish the application because you're going to get really frustrated trying to stay focused on what it is you're trying to accomplish. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the core concepts that we're trying to do with this application. So the first thing is we're trying to write an application to count money. So that is a key concept that we want to stay focused on while we're doing this application. So the next point is we want to give problems to kids. So we're trying to give the primary goal in this application is to count money. The one of the steps is going to be offering problems to kids to be able to select the things that they want to count. Now, another thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we have pictures of money, because the kids need to be able to identify what piece of money represents what value. So we need to have some way in the very beginning of the game to actually to prompt what is a dime and how much is it worth. And so they'll have to pick the piece of money that actually represents that piece of money. And then the last thing that we want to do is we want to start asking word problems to count different things. So, if you're presented with, and another thing that we want to make sure we do is we want to eliminate money. So the idea here is that you have a limited amount of denominations that you can use to count money. And what happens if we take away all the quarters? What happens if we take away all the dimes? What happens if you don't have exact change? So those are the things that we want to kind of practice by removing some of the money and still asking, give me $7.83. How are they going to do that if they don't have any pennies? So we want to make sure that we encompass all of this stuff into our computer program so that we can get this done and have a fun program for the kids to use. Now, your program that you're designing, your pictures that you use, those types of things may be different from mine. You may do a better job of writing this application, in which case you could actually sell, for $5 a month or $5 a year, you could have people sign up to be able to play your game and learn how to count money. So there's all kinds of things out there that you can make money with, and you can actually start making money as well if you write a really cool game that everybody would like to play so that they can learn how to count money. So this is the core concept, and it kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier, that if you're going to write a program, you have to first develop your idea and develop how this thing is going to lay out and how things are going to work. So the first step is writing down on a piece of paper exactly what it is that we're actually trying to accomplish, so that when we start actually writing the code, we've got some idea of what it is that we're trying to do.